Hello everybody, welcome back to the Bad Bookers YouTube channel. My name is Jack and today we've got a review of SmackDown Live. We'll have to wait and see how good it is, will we, at the end. But remember, if you do like this video, leave a like on the video. It means a hell of a lot to us. Subscribe. I think we're on 136 as I'm recording this. Keeps on growing. Ever-growing channel, which motivates us completely. And check out our website and Patreon if you want to. It's up to you. We kicked off tonight with Shane McMahon coming out and explaining why he beat up The Miz on Sunday at Fastlane. The Best in the World trophies in the ring, and he summons, is it Greg Hamilton, the ring announcer? I think it is. Greg Hamilton to the ring, and he gets him in the ring, and he says, you know, announce me, announce that I'm the best in the world. So Hamilton says, you know, please welcome the best in the world, Shane McMahon. But it wasn't good enough for Shane. He put his hands on Greg Hamilton and said, you do it with conviction. This happened 2 more times before Greg Hamilton finally did it with enough conviction for Shane McMahon's liking. And then Shane got on the mic and he said, look, he's sick of people, everyone in his life, because everyone in his life wants something from him. Whether that be the fans, the wrestlers, or the thousands of employees that WWE have. He's fed up of people wanting stuff from him, wants to get a rub off him. And that's why he did what he did on Sunday at Fastlane. He was just fed up of people being needy, and he's going to be taking everything from now on. And he says that he's not the best in the world because he's got a trophy. He's the best in the world because he is born the best in the world. And that, you know, he's got not so much of a request for Miz. He's got... he's telling The Miz what's going to happen next. And what is going to happen next is what we all thought was going to happen. It's going to be Shane McMahon versus The Miz at WrestleMania. And as Shane put it, he wants to give The Miz another beatdown of a lifetime. Because it's going to be the grandest stage of them all. He got a load of heat. The fans were hating him. So at least there's a heel on the roster that's getting the heat. It's a McMahon. What do we expect? But yeah, Shane walked off. It's confirmed Miz versus Shane at WrestleMania. Would have, you know, a few months back you would have thought it would be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, but Shane needs to have a match at WrestleMania, I guess. Shane versus The Miz at WrestleMania. No stipulation, just a singles match. I'm assuming as of right now. But next up, our first match of the evening. It is an 8-man tag match between Aleister Black, Ricochet, Hardy Boyz versus the Bar, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. This match, like any other 8-man tag match, it gets messy straight away. It was an alright match, but all 8 men end up in the ring, all piling shots into each other. They had that sequence where one guy would hit another guy, and then another guy would hit the other guy, and another guy would hit the other guy. You know, all that standard sequence in a multi-man match. But then each member of the team had an opponent, and they were all just fighting each other in the ring. So all 8 men were in the ring, one-on-one with each group, if you get what I mean. And then, out of nowhere, the New Day just come down and just waste everyone. They batter up the Bar and Rusev and Nakamura after what they did on Sunday. They clear the ring of Hardys and Ricochet and Aleister Black. You know, trying to get some momentum behind them. The crowds were all over it. They're like, yeah, Kofi and whatnot. Later on in the night, we're going to get Kofi's WrestleMania opportunity. Wonder what that would be. We know what the fans want. Anyway, but up next, that all happened. The Usos did a promo about who they might want to face at WrestleMania without giving any really hints away. Mentioned every tag team except for Sanity in the Club. Cool. But Randy Orton then came out to discuss what's been going on for the past few weeks. Randy Orton then came out and was talking about how was this the house that AJ Styles built? How was it? Back in 2002, Randy Orton was debuting in the WWE while AJ was wrestling for $10 a night on the independent circuit in gym halls in front of 20 people. In 2004, he was winning his first WWE Championship, becoming the youngest ever WWE Champion or World Heavyweight Champion, whichever one. And AJ was shaking the hands of independent wrestlers. In 2005, AJ was getting tans in Florida with Dixie Carter, while Randy Orton was facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Valid points, if you will. AJ comes out and interrupts him after Randy Orton said that this is actually the house that Randy Orton built. And AJ says AJ said he's proud to come from the Indies. You know, guys like Randy Orton might be built for the WWE, but if they ever got to the Indies, they would have never lasted like he had. He had a career to behold. Anyone would have liked what AJ Styles' career had become, and he's earned everything he's got. Unlike Randy, Randy's been handed everything. He's been in, he came to the WWE with his father, who got him the job. He has been in groups like Evolution, Rated RKO, the Wyatt family, just to name a few of what AJ Styles said. Legacy was mentioned as well. And he says he's always had people around him to make sure he's never failed. And when he's done with them, he's just chucked them to the curb. AJ also mocked that Randy Orton wouldn't never make it on the Indies because of his stupid pose and his knockoff diamond cutter, as he said. And Randy countered that with saying, you and all your indie mates haven't ever nicked something. And he did the too sweet symbol, obviously referring back to AJ Styles' Bullet Club days, if you will. He didn't make the club, Randy. It was Finn. Don't take it out on poor AJ Styles for that. It wasn't his fault. Randy Orton then says something about him being the landlord and AJ Styles' rent is due. You son of a bitch, I believe he said. And he's going to come and collect it very soon. And AJ says, well, if you do want your rent, Randy, why don't we do it at WrestleMania on the grandest stage and more? And the second time tonight, a match has been made for WrestleMania. It will be Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, and what I think would be an excellent matchup, especially on a stage like WrestleMania. It certainly seems like a WrestleMania type of match, so I can't wait for that. But we are back in wrestling action as we have Asuka versus Sonya Deville. This match was pretty much the same as what Sunday's was against Asuka and Mandy Rose. Sonya somehow slipped on the apron. I don't really know what happened. And Asuka got her in a Asuka lock and tapped her out. Simple as that. There was a bit of an altercation between Mandy and Sonya after the match. No handbags or anything like that. Just Mandy was kind of blaming Sonya for what happened and then walked off. Pretty simple. But things are going to start livening up a little bit now as the man Becky Lynch has come out. She says that everyone got brave when she got injured and suspended and then came back and then got suspended again and then got arrested and whatnot. And, but that's all gone. She's back now and she's back in the main event of WrestleMania, which not only has she had to earn once, but she had to earn twice. Once by winning the Royal Rumble and once by playing Ronda Rousey like an absolute fiddle. She said that she wound Ronda up so much that she managed to get Ronda to do her bidding for her and get herself back into that main event at WrestleMania. And she's just a bit of a dope. That's, not very nice words to say, is it, Becky, really? But Charlotte Flair comes out and she says that, she congratulates Becky for making it back into the WrestleMania match. But while she was, out getting arrested, Charlotte was putting in all the work for this main event. She was chosen to get the job done. She also says that the only reason why the fans like Becky is because they feel sorry for her. And she kind of like stamps this promo with saying that she is now Miss WrestleMania. Can't just be calling yourself that, Charlotte. Come on. Becky says that Charlotte has done nothing for the 4 years because Charlotte said that it's one thing to be hot for 6 months like Becky has, but she has been hot for 4 years like Charlotte has, pretty much. And Becky says that she might have been hot for 4 years, but now that Becky's come along, now they're the main event of WrestleMania, and they've never done that before. WrestleMania needs the man. Mic drop. I'm not going to say that I'm not excited for this, because I am. I'm full on excited for this. And it feels like they're finally starting to... Sunday was a bit of a naff ending with Ronda Rousey causing the DQ. I thought Ronda could have proper demolished them both, I reckon, but just one punch and a stand there was a bit naff. But with both Becky and Charlotte were fantastic in this promo. Both knew what they had to do. Both got the crowds involved in both of their promos. And I feel like this might be the start of the turning point on the actual road to WrestleMania after Fastlane to get everyone back on board and to build this properly back up to how it should be. And it should be the last match of WrestleMania, the actual main event of WrestleMania. If it's not, that'll be a travesty, really. But it feels like here that they've turned the corner and they're finally getting people back on board. Next up, we had a tag team match between all 4 competitors from Sunday's United States Championship match. We had Rey Mysterio and R-Truth versus Samoa Joe. I want to say Kevin Owens then. He's in the next match. Versus Samoa Joe, the United States Champion, and Andrade. Decent matchup, as you expect from all 4 of these fantastic competitors. But the match ended with Rey Mysterio rolling up Samoa Joe after he went for an uranagi to Rey. And Rey managed to counter it into a roll-up. Samoa Joe went absolutely mental. And just, he had a look of, I think they said he looked like he was on a breakdown on commentary. And that was about right. He went mental. He uranagi'd both R-Truth, who was still in the ring. Rey Mysterio managed to roll out of the ring at this point. R-Truth and Andrade, Samoa Joe's tag team partner for tonight, both got uranagis, and Joe was just livid with himself that he managed to let Rey Mysterio pin him to win the match. Does that mean Rey Mysterio is kind of number 1 contender for the US title now? Maybe. If that's the case, is Rey taking it off Joe? Then that dream match at WrestleMania, which has already happened twice or 3 times, but everyone wants to see Rey Mysterio versus Andrade again. Would they do it for a title? Because there's a lot of singles matches already which aren't for a title or anything. They might do that, but that'll be harsh on Joe, in my opinion. Maybe we'll have a triple threat between Joe, like, no disrespect to R-Truth, but maybe a triple threat between Joe, Rey Mysterio, and Andrade. We'll have to wait and see. But next up, we've got another tag team match between 3 of the competitors from the WWE Championship match and, you know, the goon, if you will. Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion, and Rowan. This match, once again, a pretty decent matchup. Daniel Bryan, the end of the match was Daniel Bryan trying to roll up Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali kicked out and pushed Daniel Bryan towards his corner. Rowan tagged in, but Mustafa Ali didn't know, so Mustafa Ali jumps to the middle rope, tried to jump off thinking it was Daniel Bryan behind him, but instead it was Eric Rowan, and Eric Rowan did that thing where he does the hand into the face, choke something. Apparently it's called the Iron Claw, that's what they called it on commentary, and Rowan picks up the victory for the heel team by pinning Mustafa Ali. Interesting to see Rowan pick up the win. I quite like that. It kind of pushes that point home that Rowan's a big guy and he could destroy anyone within seconds, so I quite like that. But yeah, momentum with Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, and just as they were walking up the ramp, Vince McMahon comes out, and we're going to be talking about Kofi Kingston's opportunity at WrestleMania. Vince says that he's here tonight to, you know, give everyone what they want, give that opportunity to Kofi Kingston to, you know, get into that WWE title match at WrestleMania. But he says that he also gave an opportunity to Kofi at Fastlane. He never said he was going to put him into the WWE Championship match. He just said he made it into a triple threat match. And he gave the opportunity to Kofi to beat the Bar, and he failed, basically. And this prompted the New Day to come out, and New Day led off a passionate promo. If someone would probably have uploaded it in full somewhere, but if you can, watch the full promo from the New Day, because I didn't write too many notes about the New Day's promo, all 3 of Woods, Big E and Kofi, especially Kofi's, because I was just so into the promo, I was just so into it, I was like, man, every word, I was like living off every word, if you will. It was just an incredible promo. Get to the gist of it. Kofi was saying that he's never complained about anything. Woods has said that They've never complained. They've never wanted to leave because they weren't given something. You know, tying him with all the AEW kind of stick. Kofi said that he's never gone trick-or-treating with his kids because he's always been here working for Vince McMahon every week, non-stop. He hasn't complained about missing families, missing weddings, missing birthdays. He said his kids lost a tooth over the weekend, but he was here. He couldn't see the joy on his face when the Tooth Fairy gave him money. He was here working for Vince McMahon, and all he wants to know from Vince is, what does he have to do to get into the WWE Championship match? And he will do it. He will do it. And Vince turns around and says, all right, Kofi, I'll give you an opportunity at the title at WrestleMania. And Randy Orton's music hits, and I'm like, there's 2 minutes left of SmackDown. There's not going to be a match now, surely. And Vince says, all you have to do is beat this man. It's like, okay, not now. It's going to be a really weird squash match if it is. And then Samoa Joe's music hits, and Vince goes, and this man. And then the Bar's music hits, and Vince goes, and these men. And then Rowan's music hits, and he goes, and that man. You're going to have to beat all 5 of those men in a gauntlet match next week on SmackDown. Another gauntlet match. Gauntlet matches are always booked very, very well in WWE. And with, 5 heels and Kofi the babyface, I'm assuming he's going to start. It would be a really weird gauntlet match if Kofi didn't start. So he has to go from buzzer to buzzer to win the match. And if he does, he will get into the WWE title match at WrestleMania. A simple way to build momentum to a babyface by beating a bunch of heels. It's this promo from the New Day was fantastic. The storytelling going on is fantastic. On Sunday, I was a bit skeptical with the crowds constantly going on for Kofi, but I'm fully back on board now after everything that the New Day did here was just fantastic. Like I said, if you haven't seen the promo, go and watch it. From Vince McMahon coming out to the 5 heels running down to the ring and trying to attack the New Day, but the New Day managed to come out on top. Watch the whole thing, because the passion, it didn't feel like a script was involved. The passion was just insane in the promo. And I fully recommend going to watch it. But that was SmackDown Live, a very promo-heavy SmackDown Live. There was only 4 matches. I think 4 matches, I believe. 2 of them were tag team matches. What was the first match of the night? Was it a tag team match as well? That was the 8-man tags. 3 tag team matches. And then the 1 singles match, Asuka and Sonya Deville, which wasn't too good. But yeah, promo-heavy match. But once again, a lot of Mania matches set. And we're fully onto the road of WrestleMania now. I'm going to give this one... Was it as good as Raw? I think it was in terms of storytelling and building. It was as good as Raw. So I'm going to give this one a 3 3/4 stars as well. In terms of matches, that none of the matches screamed anything. None of the matches were like, oh yeah, it was a really good match. Decent matches, but... in terms of promo work, every storyline and every match made today seemed to make sense, finally. And that's all we ask for WWE. If you did like that, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you are new around here. And don't forget to vote in the eye thingy. It's this one, isn't it? Up here. And to see how you rated SmackDown Live. And I shall see you again next week or sometime. We got a podcast coming out on Thursday. We've got a clip coming out. Check out on iTunes if you don't. Either way, podcast coming out on Thursday. Thank you very much for watching.